And your commentators for this one, Carl Boys and Jeremy Jones.
So, Chinese Taipei, big hitters in the world of pool, Jeremy.
Hello, gentlemen.
Yes, two big names at a young age, coming from the same family, the Ko brothers.
Hello.
Arguably, there's been different arguments on who plays better, but it's awfully close.
What do you think?
Well, I kind of like the younger, smaller one a little bit, just because I've played him a little bit more. He's solid, I'll tell you, but it's hard. It's a hard one. But you're not going to see many errors by either one of them, that's for sure.
No, that's correct. And we've had two good matches so far today.
Yeah, and you might say, well, there's no might about it. A definite shocker in the first match, Estonia beating Germany. But I'll tell you, without knowing a ton about the Hong Kong team, they looked awfully solid to me.
Yeah, me and Phil said that. Two young lads, and thought real nice cueist. Obviously, you're a player yourself, Jeremy. When you see guys like that, you just feel like they've got big future in the game.
Yeah, and they were trailing 3-0 in that match. To come back and win 7-4, pretty impressive.
So Ko Ping-Yi to start this match off, without doubt, one of the best players in the world.
And a bit surprising he's breaking from that left side rail, his left side rail. I think there's been better results from the opposite side, Carl. Your opinion?
I fully agree, and I think Estonia so far have been the team to show everyone else how to break. I thought they broke amazing in their match.
Yeah, and I know that a lot of players, especially the right-handed players, like breaking from where Ko Ping-Yi just broke the first rack from, but you got to go with results. That's got to be where you're based, whether you feel like you hit them well or not.
So there's Team Romania. Babken on the right. He has a bit of a funny cue action and stance, so I'm sure we'll get a bit of a look at that at some point. But they're a dangerous team, you know. You can't underestimate these. They play European tours and they've had some good results on there and beat some of the top European players, so this is not one of them pushover matches.
Yeah, and it looks like in this opening shot that the younger Ko is looking to maybe cut this ball in. It looks like to me, I thought he might float the 1 towards the pink 4 and use the 9 as a snooker. Oh, wow, what a great hit.
Again, Jeremy, in the last match, the ball, when it's going towards the side, it just doesn't swallow him on this table.
Now, did you see the pink 4? Was it in the last rack? Jason Shaw and I were up in the media room watching, and we were both looked at each other right after the opening break, or the break shot, and couldn't believe the 4 hung up in the hole.
There you see the class of Ko Ping-Yi. Nice kick shot.
It's one thing in today's game we talk about that it's a little bit more about becoming efficient with open tables, but still the knowledge these players gain at such a young age, pretty impressive. And a of course, the practice room is nothing like the main arena, but I was in the practice room right before this match watching Romania warm up, and they looked solid, very comfortable with each other. Of course, not many nerves in that practice room, so things can change quickly out there in the arena.
Yeah, she said the practice tables always seem to play a lot slower and a little bit more drier, don't they? So this is Babken. I played him on Euro Tour many years ago, and he used to move his feet on the shot, Jeremy, like sort of get in position. I don't know if he still does that. We'll get another look at some point, see if he's still doing that.
Kind of settles in a little bit to the shot, you might say.
Yeah, that's exactly. And his partner, I think it's pronounced Ioan, he's a dangerous player as well, but there's no doubt about it. They know they've got a tough ask.
That's probably the main thing I'm so impressed by the Code brothers is they really believe in their stroke and their fundamentals. You'll never see them hardly overhit a ball. Really believe in the stroke move in the cue ball and the good timing. And really get the most out of everything.
Yeah, as I was saying, these Romanians can definitely play, because just a couple of years ago they placed 5th in the World Cup of Pool. They beat China in the first round. Big fan of the Ping-Chung cue action. Very smooth and deliberate. Never seems to hit the ball super hard.
Well, at a young age, both the Code brothers are two of the best position players that I've seen at such a young age. Really efficient with the cue ball and the thought process when it comes to position play. That probably is one of the reasons you don't have to see him hit the ball very hard very often.
Yeah, a bit like Kevin Cheng, another Chinese Taipei player. They all play a similar kind of game, don't they?
Yeah, they sure do. Oh, that's a big kick there, as y'all call it here in England. You could hear it. Just a lot heavier hit on the cue ball to the 6. Really kind of fortunate that got down. Really, you'll see the 6 kind of twist there.
Just kind of expected the performance from the two brothers. You can just sense it, can't you?
Yeah, and I teach a lot of pool back home, and these two brothers, I really stress timing in the stroke. Let the cue do some work for you, and I tell a lot of the people I help, if you want to go look at a couple of guys that exhibit that, probably at its finest, it's the Code brothers. We saw a few of what we call the favorites as far as the teams yesterday struggle a little bit. It still got across the finish line, most of them, but today the play's been much better. I think one more day of being here, getting through the jet lag, getting a little more comfortable with the setting. I expect the better teams, and really all the teams, to just have a little better performance than we saw on day one.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think today has been more high standard pool, hasn't it? Even the teams that have lost seem to have played okay. I think Germany did play okay. I think Joshua Phillip played some amazing shots in, but obviously narrowly losing out to Estonia, who played really good too.
And like you talked about earlier, really Estonia is really kind of broke the balls better than anybody in the tournament so far. And here Romania sticking to that side rail. He's made the one, but you can still see the balls are just not opening quite as well as they are from the opposite side rail.
Yeah, and that's a useful split, that, isn't it? Would you look at them?
And pretty nice when you can let the cue ball fall to the bottom rail and you still have such a nice, easy starter on a 2-8 combination.
And he's lost the cue ball there. The speed of the table has caught him out. Just running behind that 9. I was looking at his feet there, Jeremy. He had a little bit of a dance, but nothing like he used to do.
Well, he's on the improve, Carl.
Extension call.
Now here, this shot, you can easily put the 2 back up by the 9 and let the cue ball spin over, or you can go for this. It's kind of right on the 50-yard line. Any choice you might like here, Carl? You can see you can kind of come across the 2 and send it up towards the 9 and easily play safe behind that group of balls.
Yeah, I was always a big fan of this shot, man. I always like to try and pot. I was always had quite a high success at this particular shot. I mean, he's hit the wrong side, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm. But he's left some distance in the, so he's got to come off the end rail with one heck of a shot to go offensive.
So, of course, the Cole brothers can choose whose shot it is.
Extension called.
We talked about that in the first match with Germany. How sweet is that to have filler on your team when you have a choice on some type of opening pot on a long ball or some tough, thin cut shot down the rail, any of those.
Yeah, I think I'd just stay in my seat. So it's the younger brother who's missed, but had a very, very fortunate flick off the 9 and fluked the 2 ball.
Yeah, in Romania they have their hands full, but they definitely can't afford for Taipei to have Taiwan to have any or too much fortune in this match. That's for sure.
Yeah, there's nothing worse when your opponent misses a ball by a long way and flukes something. Well, he's missed the 3 ball on the way down there.
So after a miss, I know he's left him a shot, but a little bit of fortune as far as trying to get position with that 5, 6, 7, 9. Pretty much in all the paths, I believe. I mean, there's a little obstruction any way he wants to go. But you have to take a chance to try and get position. He could just lay this 3 in and play safe on the 4, but I think he needs to take a chance at getting around the table.
Oh yeah, he tried, but unfortunately he's hit the green 6 full. Look where he's left it.
Yeah, and the shot clock got him there. The Romania, they didn't quite pay attention. The shot clock kind of bled down on him, and that initial 10 seconds, you have to really get in position to get yourself going on what type of shot you want to play.
Yeah, that's definitely the part of the process in the World Cup of Tour, but he's played a jump bank, so they're still at the table. These are nasty little shots though, aren't they? These kind of long, thin cutbacks into the blind pocket.
Yeah, the 9's not in the way at all, and it offers natural position to run the cue ball 2 rails for the 6 on the side, but it's all about making the ball here.
Yeah, and he's hit that really bad, hasn't he? He's hit it full ball. Now he has got the hook, but let's be honest, it's like a 10 out of 10 jump shot for these boys, isn't it?
Yeah, 2 of the best with the jump cue, and they do need to put a little steam on it to get the cue ball up. But yeah, I would like to lay about 5-1 maybe, and feel like I was stealing on him making this jump shot.
Yeah, you can see he's got an awful little angle.
Oh wow!
Commentator's curse.
That's right.
Foul.
And very surprising.
Yeah, that has to be chalked down as a real poor shot, doesn't it? I mean, at this level, that's a hanger with a jump cue. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I'm I'm not the best with it, but I would have felt pretty confident in that situation myself. And one thing Romania's got to do, though, is they got to clean up working with that shot clock. Twice now it's gotten down to where I think it's kind of hurt their execution of making a ball and moving the cue ball in position.
Yeah, and as we said, they're no stranger to this event, but obviously there was a last-minute replacement, so I'm wondering how tuned up they are.
Oh, nice cueing there, screwing the cue ball back for the 9. So to get on the board here in our last match of the day's session in day 2.
And there's a few shouts from the crowd, so they've brought a few with them. That was an unusual shot from Ping-Chung. I think in this kind of format, Jeremy, you've just got to take the easy chances you get, don't you? I mean, you're going to make some mistakes, but when they're just sort of easy, you can't really afford to make easy mistakes, can you?
It's all about taking advantage of opportunities, and then you're going to have some racks where it's almost impossible to run ounces for one reason or another, the way the ball's laid, but when they're open.
So it will be Taiwan to break in this third rack. See where he puts the cue ball. So he's breaking from the left.
So that makes me think they're exclusively trying to play the 1 in the side. Well, you put a little more on that one there, Carl. And I can't believe the guys are really sticking to that side of the table. It seems like it's been way the worst of it.
Yeah, I'm sure they've been watching in the practice room. There's a couple of big television screens in there, so and with you, it's a bit strange.
Okay, this is all about, excuse me, a little touch, because the cue ball is going to be going a little bit towards the corner. Okay, I thought he would have to cut the 1 a little thinner to hold it behind the 4 and the 7, and the cue ball be threatening that corner pocket, but now he's giving up a nice look at the 1.
Yeah, Ping-Chung, 2015 World 9-ball champion, beating your countryman Shane Van Bonen in the final that year.
Okay, it looks like he may try to. Okay, he's going for the bridge. But man, he's got to, with the bridge, he's got to have a nice hit here, because I don't think he could put a lot of steam on this, a lot of power on this to get the 1 up table. So this might be trying to hit the 1 and put the cue ball back behind the 7. Okay, got a lot on it.
Hit it too full, didn't it? At this level, kicking the ball, you need to master it, don't you? Because it's such an important shot in the game of 9-ball.
Yeah, you start out just trying to make sure you make solid hits when you're kicking, but then you start to learn. Percentages say I got a better chance hitting this side of the ball. It's a bit of an overhit there.
Can he bank the 2 past the 5?
I believe so. I think it goes past the 5. Looks like these side pockets, though, he doesn't really have much of the upper point to play with, so it's got to be pretty center. I'll tell you, to hold for the 3, looks like he'll probably miss the 2 if he tries a soft hold for it. Oh, wow, he held easily. The camera, they'll fool you sometimes, that's for sure.
That overhead's it's a brutal camera when you sat here watching.
And now being fairly straight on the 3, he's going to have to shoot the 4-7 from some distance.
Looks like he's going to draw this cue ball back off one rail to get a little bit closer, but that's not too bad, is it? I think he's okay there.
Yeah, it's actually really nice, real natural position. Just coming one rail out. It'll just be a nice little medium draw speed to make the pocket just a little bit bigger for that 7 ball.
Again, that soft stroke just giving the pocket a chance, didn't it? He didn't go in clean, but that's part of the plan.
Yeah, that's, we call it pocket speed in the poor world. Just kind of gives you a hair more room for error. And as we've seen with not only a few object balls, but with the cue ball hanging up in these deep pockets, that room for error can play big on this Rasan.
Yeah, I thought Ping-Chung played a nice shot there and all. Timed it nice, didn't he? Drawing the cue ball all the way back to leave his brother perfect.
And this is, I love his draw stroke, just nice and smooth, fluid, nice and long through the cue ball. Really trust the rollout of the cue ball, which is very important. Got a little thin on this 8, but shouldn't be a problem.
So this simple 9 ball, Chinese Taipei take a 2-1 lead in match 2, day 2.